And it looks like we're live. Hello, hello one, hello all. A long time no see, everybody. If you've been on my channel in the last 2 hours,
jeez, he never goes away.
Yeah, so I didn't have any time to prepare the normal imagery that you would see. But in my defense, correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen.
Long.
I'll correct you if you're long. Let me talk to Emily.
Oh wait. First of all, hello, Peter of Peter Movie Guy. Peter.
Hold on. Did you hear my joke?
Wait, yeah, about being long.
Yeah, I'll talk to Emily.
She can confer
she can confirm or
to
deny.
To the contrary.
So, all right. Hi, everyone. I'm the British Movie Guy.
And Lindsay from My 2 Cents of Nonsense.
Hello. I may not be long, but I am wide.
I'm thick.
Perfect. So we still, as I was a little busy in the last couple of hours. The last I saw, we still only have estimates for the 3-day.
We know I won.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, that's. I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
Is anybody looking it up?
I've got right here on Box Office, and it currently is sitting at Box Office Mojo. It's currently sitting at 84 million for the 25 to the 27th.
Is that locked in, or is that still?
It is not italicized, so I believe that means it is locked in because it says italics indicates. Oh no, that's it says 40 weekend.
It should say weekend estimate or weekend actuals or weekend estimate at the top.
Yeah.
So Star Wars Solo came in first, but far below what analysts were predicting.
To say the least.
Yeah, I remember seeing 150 to 170 in the holidays defense. I don't know if that was a 4-day prediction or if that was a 3-day prediction. But 84, 85, 89, 97, whatever you want to call it, 62, it's still way lower than anybody could have imagined. Because I think Rogue One did 155.
That's crazy.
Rogue One did 155?
Yeah, and that was in December too. So that was a non-holiday weekend, if I recall correctly. I think it was mid-December. Okay. Rogue One.
Yeah, it was like December 16th, something like that. I'll look it up right now to be specific.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to do some sort of updated thing next week. I apologize, I didn't do my images, but
I'm so disappointed, dude, because I wanted to see how high it was.
as we sit, it appears, as long as nothing crazy happens, Peter won outright. He picked the perfect 4. It was.
Well, so did Lindsay, didn't he?
Yeah, but you got the extra fucking bonus point.
I get the extra. So we each get 5.
It was 6, 5, 3. I have 3. Lindsay has 5, and you have 6.
I have 6.
Second
I was so excited when I saw that.
Yeah. Whose stupid idea was it to offer you more points?
Yes. Hey, dude, I was doing math on Saturday morning, going, okay, wait a minute, on Friday. If it made this much, I'm like, I think I've made a huge mistake here.
Yeah, 35. It was like 35 on Friday. Yeah, I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be like 120. We're golden.
And then like Sunday when I looked at the Saturday show, I'm like, what? It's like maybe I got a shot here. And then meanwhile, it came in under my 95. Like I thought it was gonna be close, but not even close.
Which we should have gone the closest without going over. So nobody gets an extra point because everybody was. No. So it was Solo first. Deadpool second, Avengers third,
and Book
Club fourth. And this should be the end of remotely predictability because this weekend we have 2 I don't know what the fuck movies coming out.
We have 3 movies coming out this weekend.
I know of Action Point. Upgrade,
but Upgrade's only on what is it? 1400 screens.
Yeah.
I actually spent some time this morning at work, like going through Box Office Mojo and looking, and then like comparing things and trying to formulate a strategy for tonight. I was like, okay, now if this is how much did this open at, and then it's like, so I'll probably get 0 because of doing all that, but
Well, so Lindsay, you've seen it, I'm assuming.
I have joined a new cult that is anti-movies. So I not only did not see Solo, I did not see Deadpool for a second time, and I definitely did not see Life of the Party.
Wow.
As in, I actually did go and see all those movies.
Oh, okay.
I was like, that's either awesome sarcasm or I am just sad.
No selling the shit out of it.
Cody's right. Upgrade's gonna have the fucking Halloween trailer attached to it.
Yeah, that's not going to change anybody's opinion.
I don't know, Peter.
Dude, you can look up the trailer online after the weekend. Anyone who wants to see Upgrade will go see it regardless if it had the trailer. And I don't think the trailer is going to get anyone extra to see it.
I'll give you that. It's been a while since this trick has been tried, where they said, "All right, go to see this trailer." I mean, I can't remember the last time it's happened exclusively. I want to say it was the Star Wars thing where you needed to see something to get it. Oh, right.
Yeah, you need to watch Wing Commander.
Yeah, Wing Commander, and George Lucas saw Wing Commander and literally went, "Get my trailer off of the front of that piece of crap."
yeah, because I mean, even when Force Awakens came out, they put it on front of something Disney that weekend, but we still got it Thanksgiving morning anyway.
Yeah, anyway,
so.
Yeah, very rarely do they try this anymore because the internet. Because it's like
the only thing I'm going on is the modern kick in horror. So if A Quiet Place says anything, if people are really that jacked up about Halloween, it could mean something. I mean, I agree with you. I don't think it's that strong enough a thing. I can't tell you a fucking thing about whatever the fuck this Upgrade movie is.
But, you don't know about Upgrade?
It's by Lee Winnell.
The trailer.
The writer / star of Saw.
And the Insidious movies.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, well then, what?
Here's the thing. You haven't seen
buy
the trailer?
2 tickets just in case.
You haven't seen the trailer for Upgrade?
I've seen something, and I remember just processing it as,
it looks like a good action film. It's really, the funny thing is, later on, or if you're playing at home and you want to do this, watch the first Upgrade trailer, okay? Mm-hmm. Then watch the Venom trailer.
Okay.
They're very similar because Upgrade is all about he's a paraplegic who has this chip in the back of his head that controls his body and talks to him. So he's talking to someone, and then he becomes a super badass and starts killing everyone. And Venom is the same exact thing, except Venom can shoot things like the trailers are incredibly similar for their action beats. And I was just like, wow, this is one of those things where it's like they've taken the idea for the trailers at least, and they're very similar movies.
All right. Well, with all that being said, I mean, Disney learned the hard way that it's not a shoo-in with a cluttered field.
Yeah.
Add Solo to that mix with Avengers and Deadpool, and now Action Point, which is a movie of its own kind. I think it's scripted jackass.
It's not competing against Solo,
right?
And it's the same as Book Club wasn't competing against.
Well, then you have this Shailene Woodley movie that the fucking Adrift.
Adrift. Yeah, and that's on more
screens. That's on 2,700. Yeah.
Then Action Point's on what, 2,000?
Yep.
And I did some homework. And
Peter trying to keep that score separated nice and wide.
I'm totally trying it. I'm trying to take this away and be like, yeah, I'm the king. But yeah, seriously, it's like there's a big difference in and I even looked at Shailene Woodley movies and how they opened and crap. Just to see it's like, would she sell this movie?
Let me double back for a second on Solo, and the internet is aflutter with just how terrible and what a horrible mess. Fire Kathleen Kennedy, I think I've seen a couple of times.
Yeah. She's only brought in a ton of money for the company. One misstep, fire her.
Is it really that? I mean, I think what's happening, and I'm going to attribute this to modern day cinema with the summer not being the summer anymore. because I did homework before I lost myself, and now that program just shut for some stupid reason. I did a little bit of homework on Memorial Day weekend, and back a long time ago, back in the early 2000s, that was when the summer started.
Yeah.
Was Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
And the last couple of Memorial Days, last year you had Pirates come out to 62 million. And these are only 3 days, mind you. So that Sunday is basically like a Saturday. Yeah. So you're getting 3 weekend days in these totals. In 2016, X-Men Apocalypse opened to 65 million. 2015, Tomorrowland opened to 33 million.
Still too much.
Yeah, that's way too much for that movie. I saw that freaking opening weekend. It was so sad.
Finally, a better number. 2014, X-Men: Days of Future Past was 90 million.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
2013, Fast and Furious 6, 97 million.
Yeah.
2012, Men in Black 3, 54 million. And this is how long it took me to get to the triple digits. 2011, Hangover 2 opened to $117 million.
Wow, okay.
So without defending Disney / Star Wars, Memorial Day in recent period hasn't really been Memorial Day.
It ain't being what it used to be.
Right. This let's release our fucking superhero movie in February has kind of fucked with the landscape.
Yep. Yeah.
As like all the blockbuster the summerish blockbusters that you're releasing in December these days.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. There's like, I mean, there's still that 3 weeks in January. It's just like quick release that thing that nobody cares about, and that horror movie that
release that movie we've had sitting on the shelf for 12 months. And
right, exactly.
Figure out what to do with it. That's our best shot. Is like put it out now because there's nothing out right now which is going to compete.
Exactly.
And maybe it'll get lucky and get a following, and that's what you're hoping for. But past that, this summer has started I don't know. Yeah, it used to be May, and then was it freaking Batman v Superman that's the one that started this trend?
March, yeah.
Moving to March.
And you know what? That was the year that Deadpool came out in February, and everybody's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck? So like ever since 2015, 16? Yeah. The summer hasn't been the summer. And you can blame it all on these stupid fucking
superhero movies.
Superhero movies.
See, it's funny. I think they released Deadpool in February, partly because I think it was smart marketing for whoever thought, hey, let's make this a Valentine's Day movie. But also at the same time,
budget.
It was them going, you know what? They didn't have faith in that movie.
Yeah, they didn't put it up against anything. They were just like,
they didn't have faith in it. So they thought, release it in February. And they were smartly, whoever marketed it went, yeah, okay, we can play that Valentine's Day.
Right.
And it worked because seriously, I saw that on Valentine's Day, but because my wife's awesome. But it's one of those things where it's like it literally it wasn't the studio being smart, it was the studio just trying to we'll put it there because we don't believe in it.
And they Fox of all people fell back.
And then all of a sudden it exploded and was awesome. But it's like originally Batman v Superman and Captain America Civil War had the same release date.
That's right.
Because Disney was throwing that dick around.
Yeah. Well, Disney first was like, we'll throw that around. And then people went, what are you doing? Because Captain America 3 versus Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
But then they went, oh, Civil War. And then they went, oh, crap. Okay, so because Civil War is such a big deal in the comic, they went, all right, Warner Brothers is like, screw it, we'll move to March because nothing's competing against us at all in March in that genre. But that's what started this trend, right? Like, so Deadpool and freaking that hitting in March is what started this whole, hey, we can do this in March and still make decent bank and crap. And then it's like, now they're like, February, Black Panther.
It's just changed. It's changed everything because we have Ant-Man. Ant-Man's coming late June.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting in Solo, and there was trailers. I was like, oh my God, I forgot this is coming out. Oh my God, I forgot this is coming out. Oh my God, I forgot. It was Sicario 2. Yeah. It was Jurassic World. It was Incredibles 2. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, what kind of competition? And these are all movies that are going to be out by July.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
Yeah. I was going over today going, holy crap, that's going to be a hard week. Oh, that's going to be a hard week to call. I don't even know what, like, that week's going to be impossible to call if anyone gets that.
And when's Mission Impossible? That's another one.
That's near the end of the summer. Yeah, I was going to say it's closer to the end of the summer, middle of summer. So
the normal, summer starts Memorial Day or July 4th used to be a big one. That's going back to the 90s.
Will Smith owned that for a while. Like Independence Day, and then like Men in Black, and then Wild Wild West was what, like, oh man, what you
And now it's just like, we're whatever.
It's
something's going to come out of nowhere, and we're just going to.
Well, it's weird because like 10 years ago, even 20 years ago, especially, right? You had the summer. The summer started in May, right? The end of May, Memorial Day, roughly. And then every 3 weeks you had a big movie, and you had a lot of smaller movies in between. So like every 2 to 3 weeks. Now it's like every week you have a movie that's going to be at least somewhat large after a certain point. Like you got Ocean's 8, and then you got like the week after that you got like, and like that'll make bank, man. That's going to like do well.
Is that uncontested next week?
No.
Hereditary comes out.
Hereditary. So it's like it's uncontested because people who are going to see Hereditary aren't going to see Ocean's 8, and vice versa, right? Like the average movie-going person, that's not there. There's no fight there. If you wanted to see a horror movie, you're going to go see Heredity. You're not going to be like, well, I was thinking horror, but maybe Ocean's 8. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to be the horror.
I don't know. I don't.
Also, Hotel Artemis comes out, and that looks oddly good.
That looks really
good. Yeah. But I'm thinking that's going to get buried. Probably. Like it's going to do like 10 million, and then it's going to get forgotten, and it's going to be one of those things that are like, hey, did you see this movie? And like by the end of the year, people will be talking about it on DVD and crap. But like I think it's going to get killed and buried.
So this weekend was what? It was what, 80, 40, 20, right, Lindsay? Solo did 80s. Deadpool did 40.
40.
I just had that information.
Get back. No, you're right.
Something like that.
Book Club did like 8 or something.
Yeah. So with that said, with Action Point, I'm not asking for your official entries, but with movies like Action Point, Adrift, and Halloween trailer movie, do you see any of them doing 40, 20, 10? Because that's the top three right now. Just
the question.
Cut those in half. Just cut those in half. 40,
that's
20, 10.
That's what the research I was doing this afternoon or this morning. I was like,
I don't see Adrift. I mean, listen, I'm sleeping on that Blumhouse movie, but I don't see either Action Point or Adrift doing 20, let alone 40.
I looked at Johnny Knoxville movies. That's one of the things I did. I was like, Johnny Knoxville, let's look at his movies. And the last big movie he had that did really well on its opening weekend was Bad Grandpa.
Ooh.
But that was a bunch of years ago. And
what's really well? Define really well.
30 or 40 million, I think it made.
I've got it right here. Bad Grandpa did 32 million its opening weekend. But the best that the Johnny Knoxville Jackass crowd has ever done was 2010 with Jackass 3D at 50 million.
Yeah. But that's
with a gimmick.
That's a gimmick, and that's 8 years ago, right? So there's a whole generation right now that are in moviegoers that don't know who Johnny Knoxville is.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's like
I mean, I see the trailer and I think, oh, it's Jackass, but with a script. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's exactly. And again, that may play to their advantage of the fact that teenagers are going to want to see this. Because they don't know who Johnny Knoxville is. They don't know that this is something he's been going on for a long time. Yeah. And I'm sure they'll find out and be like, oh, what do you mean we can go watch all these old movies of this guy killing himself? It's like, but like there's a whole generation that has no clue who Johnny Knoxville is. So
and Adrift, I mean
Adrift will have an audience, but the question is, dude,
Oscar crowd.
No,
dude, it's fucking May. Don't give me that Oscar crowd bullshit.
No. Dude,
Oscar crowd.
There are a bunch of women out there who like Shailene Woodley and will like this movie. There's like a whole section of like 16 to 40-year-old women that are going to be like all about this movie. But is it going to make 40 million? I don't think so.
No.
I honestly don't think it's going to come close.
I don't think either's doing 20, to be frank.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was like. I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna make like 30 million. I don't think so. That's why Johnny Knoxville, I was like, if that was his biggest hit lately and it made 32, I'm like, I don't think this one's gonna make 32.
This is a really weird week.
Yeah.
Because knowing what we know now, it's like, man, if they just waited until this weekend, who knows what could have happened. But
and maybe if they didn't have fights and change the director and cast an actor that looked a bit like Han Solo. And
so let's talk about the silly political aspect. Credit to Luke of Razor Wire Reviews for dropping this stat on us right before we went live. The Star Wars community, the movie community, the bitchy basement boy fan base has been crying about this SJW thing. Rogue One, female lead. Force Awakens, female lead. Last Jedi, female lead. All did just fine at the box office.
All did very well at the box office.
Solo, billions apiece. Billions.
Yeah. Solo is got a male lead.
Mostly male cast.
Right.
Yeah.
And so now what?
Does that have anything to do with male female, or is it literally just people were like, I don't care about a Han Solo movie, especially when the guy doesn't feel like Han Solo. Now, I haven't seen, for people who might be at home going, what the heck? I haven't watched the movie yet. I'm hoping to see it this week.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely going to see it this week. But from everything I've seen of him, he doesn't feel like Han Solo.
I'll give him this. He impressed me. He was not the problem with the movie.
No.
Once the movie kind of got going, I was with it and I didn't mind anymore. I was sold as him as this version of Han. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
what about you? What? Yeah, what about you, CP?
I've seen somebody say that it doesn't add anything to the Han character, and I couldn't. What?
It adds nothing. It takes away a lot.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I disagree. I feel like his lack of trust is we get that the reason behind that here. I mean, do we need it? Do we need it? Is the question. But does it add something to his character? I would say yes.
Well, my one caveat to that is if this is the story, and again, stay away from spoilers. If this is the story that leads Han to be who he was at the start of A New Hope, but not really wanting to be a part of things and kind of staying away from people and all that, why is this also the story about him becoming best friends for life with Chewie?
That's a fair point. That's a fair.
Isn't that kind of counter?
Yeah, I don't trust anyone except the big walking carpet.
That's a fair point. That's a fair. And
for the record, I liked how they handled Lando and how they ended the Lando relationship. I thought that was a great way to handle that dynamic.
Sure.
But yeah, just as I'm watching this movie, I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense. Does he trust people or doesn't he?
There's a thing that happens really towards the end of the third act that I was just like, well, that just makes me hungry for something completely different. And
what do you mean?
Lindsay, I'm pretty sure you're aware of what I'm talking about.
I've got a couple guesses, but I'm pretty sure.
All right, you can tell me after, so you don't spoil anything.
There's a hologram, and it's frustrating. Where it's just like, wait, what?
It's so frustrating too because you know that hologram is setting up a movie that's going to have nothing to do with Han Solo.
I fucking hope so. That's basically. I left. I was like, I don't even care about what I just saw. I want more of whatever the fuck that just was.
Right.
And why they do that in the last 10 minutes?
Right.
But
I really want to see the movie just for that. But
it'll be interesting to hear your opinion on that either. Yeah.
Yeah, there's I compare it to Rogue One, where Rogue One I felt like the third act really made up for everything. Where I felt Solo, the third act really made up. The cinematography was a little cloudy.
I've heard that. A few people said it was really dark.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I'd like I'd like Solo to be a little bit more fun. Like somebody said that you know what, Star Wars needs its Guardians of the Galaxy, and like what better chance than Solo? Like, you know, have fun with it.
Yeah, and they did in a way. Like, I loved the robot. I loved
a lot of people don't like her for.
I'm okay with that. I wanted the movie to be about L3. I wanted Han Solo to be just like a little tiny character who almost doesn't matter in this story about this robot.
That's the same thing with like, I like the robot in Rogue One a lot. Exactly. Yeah. I liked him a lot better than the guy who owned him. I was just like, the robot's the better character of the two. It's like,
Alan Tudyk tends to do.
Yeah, he's great, but it's like the robot was better than the guy. It's like, you know, I would prefer a movie about him. Don't take it away from her though; she was awesome. I liked her.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not saying that they didn't have lighthearted stuff. Like there's a scene where he's got bravado and he's bluffing something, and it comes out from under his feet, and it's a cute little moment. But you know, a little bit more of that. The guy that's I'm everything's okay here. How are you?
Yeah, how are you?
Like more of that. Nitpicking.
Yeah.
Boring conversation.
Anyway.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like,
we're gonna have trouble. We're gonna have company. Yeah, I know. We got a very large leak. Give us a second to lock it
down. yeah. So it's okay.
Also, like, there were so many moments like where it felt like the movie was like, oh God, people aren't gonna like us. Parsecs.
Yes.
Parsecs.
Yes.
We're talking about parsecs like us. We're talking about parsecs.
Yeah.
We're gonna name Bosk just because.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
Bosk is in it?
No, they just mentioned him.
It's
just
Bosk.
Really?
Yeah.
The bounty hunter. Okay.
Spoilers. Sorry, guys. They say the word Bosk without Bosk being in the movie.
Bosk being in the movie makes a lot of sense. So yeah, here's the thing. I've read, like, I used to be a huge Star Wars geek. Like I was like massive. I read the books. I read like 40 of the books.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was one of my go-to reading things for a long time. And then George Lucas broke my heart and made the prequels. And and then and so I went off of Star Wars for years. And like I like what they're doing with the new stuff, like the 3 movies before Solo that have come out. I've liked all of them. I think they're pretty decent movies, and like, you know, I thought The Last Jedi was the best of them personally. But it's like there was a Solo book. Like there's a 3 series, like 3 book series of Han Solo, where it goes from his childhood to right before he walks in the cantina. And like it shows like Jabba and how him and Jabba were friends at one point, and like all this stuff. And it's just like they had all this source material to pull off of, and from everything I'm seeing in the movie, it's like they basically didn't use any of it. And just like,
is that what you want from a Solo movie, like him interacting with Jabba? And
I wouldn't have minded. Like, think of, it depends. It depends where it is in the thing. Like, how much younger is he? Like, how many years before A New Hope does this take place? Does it tell you?
Sort of. No. There's no like year.
Yeah.
They're very careful about that. They're very careful about making it very ambiguous when this takes place.
Because it's like how many years? Because like you could maybe, like, I've heard people are talking sequels and trilogies and all this kind of stuff with.
I don't want sequels. I just want an alternate, thing of kind of just take that thing and then do more of that, please. So if you want to call it a sequel, fine, but
they're talking. Are we talking Boba Fett or
nope?
Okay, because there's I just read today
they're doing a
announced the Boba Fett director.
Mangold. That's gonna be
Mangold.
awesome.
Yeah, that's it. The guy who directed Wolverine.
That's gonna be amazing. I cannot wait. I hope it's R-rated. I hope it opens with Boba Fett drunk off his ass.
That would be awesome.
I want Logan starring Boba Fett.
They won't do that. But
well, here's what I think
I would love
the world is learning. Here's what I think the internet is learning. Here's what Disney is learning, that everybody who loves Star Wars evidently loves something different. Like there's people that love Star Wars for completely contrasting reasons, and it's just a fucking shit show. Like the fact that 83 million is a failure is just
scary.
It is. That's the same thing when Justice League came out and it made over 100 million, and people went, "It's failure," and I'm like, "It's 100 million in one weekend. How is that a failure?" And they're like, "Well, no, it didn't make what this made, so it's a failure." And it's just like, it's still like if Solo apparently had a budget of 250. That's what I read. It's with the reshoots. It's probably more than that. But go ahead. Well, no, that's what it said. It listed the top 10 movies or something for budget, and it was number 10 at 250. There was another movie that was also at 250. You're right. I did see that. Yeah. Art posted that, I think. Right. Yeah. I think Art might have posted it. And so no, that could be wrong. But if it was 250, so you take 250 and then you double that for the marketing for a movie like this.
You might want to double in half for this movie.
For that, it's like, because it had a big, so is this going to make 800 million eventually? Yes.
Eventually, sure.
Eventually. Will it make that, will it make that in the theater? Maybe not. But will it make it through DVD and Blu-ray sales?
Yes.
Yes. Will it make it through toys? The Star Wars toys.
They might have already done that. Yeah.
The Star Wars toys sell make 4 times the amount of money than the movies have made. Wow. So you were like, oh, the movies have made this billions. Yeah, the toys have made 4 times that.
Yeah.
So has Disney lost money on Solo? No. They're gonna make money on Solo. They're gonna make it may take take an extra 5 months than it did for Force Awakens, but they're gonna make money on it.
You're right, but with this dumb fucking modern caveat that you're right, they're gonna make money, but they expected to make blank, and that's where they're shooting themselves in the foot, and that's where movies comes back into play. Guess what, guys? You can't bank on a movie being successful.
Yeah,
that's the way it used to be.
That's
back
not the way
before
they do it.
People wore capes every 2 months. That's the way movies worked.
Hey, Ant-Man doesn't wear a cape, okay? Come on, no capes.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how Disney responds to this. Are they going to Justice League themselves and just completely over course correct in Suicide Squad the next movie? Or are they going to be like, you know what? That happened. Let's just consider we looked at Thor 2 and just keep going.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an anomaly. It's going to be as long as the next one that is a Star Wars story whatever it may be. I don't know. They've talked Boba Fett, they've talked Yoda at one point, they've talked Obi-Wan, they've talked I don't know. They just announced the Boba Fett one, but I have a feeling there's going to be an Obi-Wan coming up. Ewan McGregor has been talking about it.
He's been down for it since 2006.
Apparently he had talks with Disney about it.
His voice was in Force Awakens.
So
Ray.
It's one of those things where the next one of these, whichever comes out whenever they get made. It may get episode 9 is not the same thing.
Well, they're going
to episode 10 first, and they're doing episode 9.
Yeah. That's make or break right there. If episode 9 somehow course corrects and does 250 opening weekend, then it's just all right. Let me amend that. 250 opening weekend, and then 160 the next weekend. Then it's Star Wars is back.
Yeah, but see, it's the different, right? It's those are the trilogy. And these are the standalone stories.
Yes, right? And no. Yes, because Last Jedi fucking plateaued and then people said, "Yeah, I'll just watch Jumanji instead."
Shockingly,
well, you have to remember how much more money though that Last Jedi did end up making than even
failure. It's a failure. It's a failure.
It's
Well, 1.3 billion failure, utter failure.
Yeah.
What is it?
1.33 billion.
And again, that was before DVD sales and Blu-ray sales and toy sales and all that stuff. T-shirts. It's just
I broke ass contributors.
Because that's the thing, right? It's funny. If there's a thing on, I probably have talked about this already, but there's a thing on Netflix called The Toys That Made Us.
Oh yeah, I keep meaning to watch that.
And it's really interesting, the Star Wars one, where like Lucas kind of didn't pay enough attention to the toy thing at the beginning, so he actually only got 5% of the toy sales.
Oh shit.
When they originally and that was supposed to be forever. As long as I believe it was Kenner did the original toys, Kenner had to pay Lucas $10,000 a year, regardless if they sold any toys that year. So it was just 10,000. They had to guarantee him 10,000. Now, if they made toys, he got 5% of whatever was there. But even if they didn't make toys, they had to pay him $10,000. That's a deal. Like, that's a sweet deal. But then Kenner got bought. And when Kenner got bought by Hasbro or whoever bought it, in that transition, the guy who was in charge of it went, nah, we're not going to pay him $10,000 because we're not releasing Star Wars toys this year. So they lost the rights to Star Wars.
No.
And so it's like they would have had it right now. They still would have owned it because they would have Disney wouldn't have been able to do anything about it because they would have had to honor the deal. But because they basically lost that. And then so when they tried to reacquire it, they had to give them 17% of the market for so it's interesting, but the toy sales are massive. So I don't know. It's like Disney, as long as Disney's going to keep making Star Wars movies where they can put little toy porgs or whatever those are called again, it's like they're gonna be making bank all day long. It's ridiculous. So I don't know. This may change the Star Wars story movies a little bit, or it may not do. I think literally it may just be you know what, we're full steam ahead. We're gonna keep going. And then see what the next one does. Now, if the next one bombs like this at the box office, and bombs is a joke because it's $83 million, but still, if it bombs at the box office and doesn't perform to what we want it to, then they course correct. Then they're definitely okay, now we need to change crap because it's not working.
I was waiting for you to shut the fuck up because I was going to say.
I had to make my point. Sorry.
No, I was joshing. Yeah. The company that I love to hate, Fox.
Yeah.
They did it. They ever since X-Men Apocalypse, they said, all right, let's try this. They lowered their budgets. They made movies that weren't exactly, I mean, fuck. Deadpool was just an accident. That was the internet saying we want this, and they said, okay. Logan,
40 million, go make it.
Right. Logan was a product of that. And what else am I thinking? Deadpool 2, I guess you can count.
It's funny. I just showed Logan to my daughters on the weekend, and take a shot. And it's funny because I was explaining to them if Deadpool didn't happen, or if Deadpool bombed, Logan does not exist as a thing on itself. Logan, it would have been a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, what?
It's because it did well.
Who's to stop? If this solo project really takes a left turn and say they don't even get to 300 domestic.
Yeah.
Who's to say they don't say, you know what? Let's just dump 30 million into a Knights of Ren and make it rated R, and then just fucking roll the dice.
Yeah.
Or make Boba Fett rated R, or something that's Star Wars, but
adult.
Right, let's have some respect for our fucking fans that are probably in their 60s right now. Exactly.
I mean, I'd be down. I'd love to see an R-rated horror Star Wars movie. That'd be fun.
Or even more drastic, Disney owns them. Why, if their other cash cow is still mooing, why not just do a fucking crossover?
What, Star Wars and
Marvel?
Thanos
comes to fucking Guardians. I mean, honestly, I keep saying superhero fatigue, but the world is not with me. That's quite clear. So you know what? If the world has Star Wars fatigue, will they have Star Wars and comic fatigue? Something's got to give in that situation.
Something will give sooner or later.
What happens when they do crossover Star Wars and Marvel and BJ from Last Jedi meets the Collector? or DJ or whoever.
I was like DJ,
the hacker guy. You know what I'm trying to say. Benicio del Toro meets Benicio del Toro. Like, what do we do there?
Awesome.
Like,
sure. Well, in that case, why is the Human Torch not messing around with Captain America?
It is funny. They when that whole thing first happened, the sale went to, or I don't know, is it officially gone through or whatever? I don't.
Fox, it's still up in the air.
Kind of like it's there, but it's not. But Chris Evans posted, he's like, Human Torch, Captain America team up movie where they do a road trip. He's like, picture planes, trains, and automobiles while they're trying to save the world, and it's like him playing both characters, and it's just like I would totally.
I'm oddly down for that.
I would totally like he's playing both characters, and I'd totally be down for that movie. It's like I think he'd rather do that than anything more like Infinity stuff because he's tired of that. But like I think he would totally do that. But it's I don't know. A while ago, I don't know if you guys know this, like this a couple years ago, but Disney tried to buy Warner Brothers.
Oh, which
means.
That's interesting.
DC and Marvel would be under the same house, and this was before I think a lot of the DC movies had hit, like had the cinematic universe had gone. Mm-hmm. But I was just like, no, because they're gonna literally put Batman in the Avengers and crap, and it's like because they're not gonna leave Batman alone because like these DC's biggest character pretty much like him and Superman, like they would totally throw and like they do mega crossover and just merge the universes, and I'm just like I don't like that. I want them separate. So
all right, so Warner's kind of so Disney owns a lot. Yeah, let's just assume that they do scoop up Fox. What you have left is Warner, which Paramount, which they've got. I mean, I'm thinking tentpole stuff. Paramount's got what? Mission Impossible.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah. Is that it?
I don't know.
I mean, theoretically, they still have Transformers, but
the
last one made half of what the one before it did.
Yeah, but they're making aren't they making like 3 more of them? But Michael Bay's
got Bumblebee in production, but Transformers 6 I think has been canceled.
Oh, really?
Or at least current plan for Transformers.
Or on permanent hiatus.
So Universal, Jurassic World, we'll see how that does.
They have the Dark Universe.
The Dark Universe, you're precious.
I know.
No, theoretically, that's still a thing. Someone at Universal not long ago was saying that that's still a thing.
It's still a thing.
What?
Yeah. Just like a week or two ago.
All right.
I know. I'm the exact same way. I don't see it either.
And Fast and the Furious is still a thing too for them.
Yeah. That's man. Number 8 was like the fastest to $1 billion or something like that at the time.
Hold on.
It's like it had a record for being like fastest to $1 billion. I think now Marvel's beat that since, but
Jason Statham Rock movie will make a shitload of money.
Yeah,
that's gonna make a boatload of money.
Yeah, so like other than what Disney's got their fucking grubby claws on, did we even name 5 properties that are
big,
viable fucking franchise?
Star Trek
is Paramount.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I think it's Paramount.
Oh,
Cloverfield Paradox. That franchise is alive and kicking.
What's in Night Shyamalan's thing with the Glass?
Wait.
Glass coming up.
Bond is what? That's Sony.
Bond
is Sony.
Didn't Bond just get sold to somebody though?
Again?
Yeah, I swear I read that Bond. The next Bond movie is going to be somebody. It's going to be under a different production house.
I thought the Broccoli estate picked up the one that they couldn't have. Fuck. I might be wrong.
I don't know. I remember reading somewhere that said that the Bond rights have been sold to a different studio, and this last one is going to be the last one from that studio, and then this new studio is going to be taking over with a new Bond after Daniel Craig leaves.
So 2 people are saying MGM, which is a subsidiary of Fox.
So Disney.
So Disney.
Disney owns everyone.
Terminator. Daniel Hammond says Terminator.
Terminator.
I think that's Paramount too. Technically,
I think they need to. I love the Terminator. I just showed my daughter's Terminator 2 a little while ago.
Okay.
I love that movie. I think they need to. I think they've messed up that franchise so much. They need to like just put it on the shelf for 10 years, leave it alone, and then relaunch it fresh. Like like with the complete new Terminator movie. Not try and make it part of this timeline. Just brand new. Like if you want to touch it, just start fresh and don't.
Actually, I'm down for that after Genesis or Genesis. And then like you have both Deadpool 2 and Days of Future Past that are a little too Terminator-y for Terminator's own good. So.
Yeah, I think they should just put it on the shelf. It'll be there in a bunch of years. Just be patient. And
Genesis was just trying to be so trendy while trying to be meta at the same time, and just like, dude, take it easy. one pill at a time. You've seen Back to the Future 2. One time too many.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what's his face was amazing.
The bad actor. Yeah.
No. The good actor from Whiplash.
Jason Clarke.
No, Whiplash.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons was really good for his 2 scenes.
Wait, what's the movie that I'm thinking of that Jai Courtney's good in? Oh, is it
Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Somehow.
I'm gonna give a plug to something if you want. It's called Nando v Movies. Okay. Nando, not Lando. Nando v Movies.
I'm sure
it's a guy who he takes movies and then talks about how he would change certain things about them.
Oh.
Okay. And that would make them better. And almost every time I agree with him. Like he changes something about Infinity War that he's like, I would change this and I'll explain why. And like it's 8 to 10 minute videos he does, and they're very well made. And he's great, but he does one on Suicide Squad and one on Captain Boomerang in particular, and how they just wasted the character and how he would have fixed Suicide Squad, like what he would have done to change it. And his version is way better. And so Nando v Movies, check it out. It's an interesting thing. I'm plugging him. Yeah. I have nothing to plug for myself.
Sounds cool. Check it out.
Yeah. And then if you watch it, tell me.
Okay. So the week upcoming with all this chaos, the week upcoming, I need somebody to take notes because I've completely unprepared.
So unprofessional, Stevie. I got my phone. Don't worry. Here, I got you.
So again, the estimated standings for this weekend, although I don't think it's changing because they're all like 20 million apart. It was Solo, Deadpool, Avengers, Book Club.
Yes.
And this week we have Action Point, Adrift.
What do you know off the top of your head what that puts us as a score? I can't. I honestly couldn't remember. Like my daughters are asking. I'm like, I don't remember.
Right. So it was what? It was 8-2-2, and then it was 10-5-3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're either 5 or 6 points ahead of
I should be 6.
Way more ahead of me.
So I'm at like 10, and you're probably at 16, Peter.
Yeah. Okay. And then you CPs.
Unless, of course, the budgets change. And, and not budgets. The grosses change.
I don't think
it's gonna.
I don't think it could change that much.
I don't think it's gonna come up 16 million. But yeah.
No.
So, anywho, Mr. Constant Winner, lead us off.
Okay, hold on. I wrote it down today.
Somebody's taking this job very
seriously. I was just like, I'm gonna keep winning. All right. First place, Solo.
Whew.
Yeah, I know. Second place, Deadpool 2.
Whew.
Third place, Action Point. And then fourth, Avengers. I think Rift isn't going to beat Avengers, and I think Upgrade would be after that probably, and then Book Club. So I'm going all the way down there. But so Solo, Deadpool 2, Action Point, Avengers. That's my guess. I'm probably wrong on at least 3 of those.
Okay, wait. So here, let me get that one more time, just so I can have the official record.
Solo.
Okay.
Deadpool 2. Okay. Action Point. And Avengers. Infinity War, just to be clear, not the original.
Age of Ultron. Okay.
Yeah. Who knew it meant such a big comeback? I totally meant that one. But, yeah, that's my general thought.
Well, you have any thoughts, CP?
I do, but I'm juggling, and every time I juggle, it's been a horrible mistake.
Every time I'm juggling.
Okay, so here I'll go then. So Solo, first place Solo.
Yeah.
Or, no, would it be? So let's say it's a 65% drop off. So that's going to be 30. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's got to be Solo. Okay.
What was Deadpool's drop off this last week?
65%.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, is it possible for Deadpool to leapfrog?
I know. I was looking at that too.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I've been sitting on for like
Deadpool going to be first, and it's like.
Yeah, when I saw the weekends, I was like, maybe Deadpool hangs on and Solo drops, but that's a lot. That's a lot to ask.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So screw it. Okay. So Solo, Deadpool. I swear I'm not just copy pasting it here, Peter.
No, dude. You feel free. It's like I copy pasted you last week.
Okay, fair enough.
It's if that's what you think it is, that's what you think it is. It's what are you gonna do?
Okay, so yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go bold. So Solo, Deadpool, Action Point, Upgrade.
Really? So you think Adrift is just not going to have anyone?
I think it's going to come in 5th place.
It's on. Just remember, it's on. Upgrade is on 1,400 screens.
Yeah, but horror movies have been like really surprising with strong opening weekends recently.
I don't know. Is Upgrade a horror movie? Like,
it's made by Blumhouse.
Yeah, but it's more of an action film than a horror film. Like, the fact that he cuts the guy's face in half with a.
Let me know when you're locked in, Lindsay, because I'm just gonna
lock it. Just lock it. Just go.
I'm so far behind that I'm just gonna really start gambling because fuck it. What did you say? You said Solo, Deadpool, Action Point,
Upgrade.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
So we're three. The first three were the same on. It's
all right. So Solo.
Okay.
Action Point.
Really?
Ooh.
Deadpool Adrift.
I want to see that movie, Deadpool Adrift. Him on a raft, just talking for the whole time.
This is the week where I get 1 point and you guys get 4. Again.
This is the week where well, not both of us can't get 4 because we're disagreeing on the 4th one.
Are you going to predict the box office for anything?
No,
we can't. No. We can't do that.
No, that was just a Solo thing, man. Like that was pure luck, dude. It's like, I'm not as much as I'd love to be like, oh yeah, I'm a box office genius. No, I'm not. It was just, I just didn't think.
Maybe we'll do it for like a big one, like
Jurassic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that after the 500 million opening for the other one,
one a month or something like that. Because Jurassic World, maybe Mission Impossible, and then is there anything in August worthwhile? I don't even know.
Your mom, but I mean that's about it. Like,
what'd you say?
Your mom, but that's about it. I
mean, my mom's worthwhile in August.
Only in August.
Okay.
That's what the critics say at least.
Two thumbs way up.
Wait, what are those thumbs up?
I'm not saying.
Girls
never said we weren't a family show.
Yeah. So yeah, it should be a fun week.
You went Solo,
Action Point,
Deadpool, and then Upgrade.
And
okay.
Holy fuck! Watch Avengers be the thing that leapfrogs everything, and we're like
everything. Right? Everyone just go sees Avengers again.
All right.
Someone will mention, did you see this special scene in Avengers that you might not have noticed? And then everyone's going to go see it and be like, I didn't notice it again. I don't know what they're talking about.
anything before we go, gentlemen?
Well, I mean, we got to do our little sign-off thing, but that's about it, you know?
Yeah. Look for on my channel. I'm going to plug my channel.
Keep looking.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going to be looked for, hopefully this week, a vampire tag.
You're worse than Emily.
with no, hold on. There's with 2 very special guests.
Oh, I'm excited.
Okay. Who could they be?
I'm excited.
Kevin Smith?
Making their YouTube debuts.
Yay. Take a shot. You're going to have to.
I didn't say who it was. Could be 2 other people.
Finish your drink when you watch the video.
Yeah. It's like you can start the video. Okay, everyone, drink up. So, but yeah, I'm hoping to do the tag this week, assuming certain people finish all the homework they're working on. So, yeah.
Lindsay.
I'm having stupid technical difficulties with my computer. I might need to look into fixing that, but so not too much for me. Still shooting my web series pilot with some friends. Hopefully, we'll have that out in the next couple months. So, I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm off doing stuff with cameras and stuff on sets. It's like a whole thing.
And yeah, I have medical things. I'm seeing a doctor on Friday. Apparently, you can't get tests at a hospital, and that's what I need. I need tests.
Support CP in the GoFundMe.
Oh yeah, it's kind of stalled. My GoFundMe.
I noticed. I saw that. I was kind of sad.
It's encouraging. I mean, I guess the adjusted goal would be 1,200. Just let me pay for an MRI.
Man, jeez.
Well, you know what we've been doing. We raised $25 to watch Death Spa. I have an offer, which I don't think my cohort will agree to, but there's an offer for us to do Ice Cream Truck, which I mean that
I just watched that.
You should have waited.
I just watched it the other night.
I'm down for the drama that may ensue. I'm pretty sure Emily is of a cooler head and just wants to let that fade away. But if we get the right amount of money, I guess
Yeah.
Hashtag donos for Ice Cream Truck. But we're on the fence about that. But yeah, trying to first of all to let everybody know the donations aren't donations. I'm waiting on a relatively large check, and that's the only thing that's been holding me back from getting myself checked out and getting coverage. So it's merely a bridge loan that I'm asking for, and anybody who donates will be repaid. If that greases the wheels at all.
Yeah,
there's that. Just trying to stop being in pain, stop clearing my throat when I talk, coughing, hacking up blood, just in case it's something bad that I should be on top of. If it's asthma, if it's bronchitis, whatever. I guess it's something I'll have to deal with. Take a couple of painkillers, whatever. But if it's something else, I'd like to get in front of it. So somebody donated $25 to have us watch a movie. If you want to see us do something, if you want to see more of Emily on this channel, by all means, I'm at your beckoning
disposal.
Yeah.
Dude, I got to tell you, it was so funny because we were last night. We were watching stuff as a family, and then it finished, and I was like, "Ooh, I wonder if you guys have started yet." And then I clicked on and they haven't started yet. And then I'm like, wait a minute, is this on Amazon Prime? And I checked, and I was all happy that I was like, oh, I can watch. I got nothing else to do. Like Beth was going for a shower. I'm like, I'm gonna get to watch this. And my daughter, who's almost 14, literally went, I'll watch. And she got her phone out and plugged it in and listened to you guys commentate. And we sat there and watched the movie together. And I'm just like, this is so she's like, fully loves you too. She's like, they're so cute together. And yeah,
I agree. I certainly agree.
Yeah, and although she was funny when Emily's like, I give this 6, and then you're like, what do you give Die Hard? And she's like, 6-ish, and she's like, My daughter literally yelled at the screen, "Excuse yourself, woman!
Yeah.
What do you mean sex?"
Right.
She started yelling at her. But yeah, it was one of the coolest things. And it was so funny because like boobs would come on. She's like, "Why so many boobs?"
I was just going to ask you because that's like a tit fest, that movie.
Yeah, there were a lot of boobs, and she just goes, "Why so many boobs? I don't understand."
Sweaty boobs, fucking zombie boobs, cut up boobs. It
was so funny. And some of the things she was saying, she's like, "Why is he walking around in a jacket without a t-shirt?" And then you mentioned it, and she's like, "See, CP says it."
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just really cool. Like, and it was, you guys were great. I was just like, I hate typing because I'm typing things, and then you wouldn't look at the chat for a while, and I'm like, he totally missed something really funny.
Dude,
it's like, darn it, it was really funny, and it's gone.
You know the struggle, man.
I totally know.
It's hard to be in a chat and like, look at what I'm saying.
It's like, look at the chat, and then
which I haven't been doing all tonight too. By the way, I apologize to
I know,
everybody.
The one thing I put, you read, but you read it so quickly, I don't think you really got the context. And I was like, oh, that was gold. And you just
it's harder when it's a first watch because like
you're trying to pay attention to
what's want to pay a little bit of respect to the movie and be like, wait, what's happening here? Why is this woman on fire?
Yeah, and, that was fun. Why again? Who is the girl with the eyes?
I kept like, is this a flashback? What is happening here? But it
was a really cool experience, and I actually enjoyed the movie. It's really bad, but really fun, and
I think that was part of it. I think the person who was so kind enough to help out. Well, it's one of those movies that you watch and you kind of you shit on and have a good laugh about.
Have you guys seen Rubber?
No, somebody else brought that up the other night. It's like a tire, right?
It's a tire that kills people. It's brilliant. I love it. It's such a great movie. I may have to pay $50 to get you to watch it.
Emily seems to like body horror too. So if people know of cheeky body horror, we'll see if the good old ice cream truck gets some traction. If we can raise enough for ice cream truck, that might be a. See, the weird thing about that is that's not as interactive.
It's not. It's not
like there's long gaps. That's a bit of a breather, that movie. So
Beth saw half of that movie while I was watching it, and she's just like, "What the heck is this?"
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and then we watched Emily's review of it, and she's like,
Yeah. By all means, go. It's free. Check it out for yourself. I don't want to.
I did make a comment. It's funny because I went through the comments and I saw Brian Lomax had said, "This looks god awful," and the next comment was, "Maybe you should watch it for yourself and judge." And I'm like, wait a minute, and I'm like, yep, that was the director that said that, and so I was like. I'm sorry. I know you're the director. I just watched this. It's god awful.
Oh, no.
I'm like, I know. She can come after me. It's okay. It's not you. Don't worry.
Well, listen, my thing is, at least, at the very least, she's getting eyes on it. And I'm responsible for that. So
so she should be happy. It's like I wouldn't have watched it if it wasn't for you guys. Like, I wanted to watch it a lot sooner. I just hadn't got around to it. So
I hope they get I don't know how they excuse me.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
You're good. No, you're good.
I don't know how that works. How a filmmaker would make money off of something that's on a service that's.
They don't. They get paid a flat thing.
Oh, so if 1 million people watch it or 5 people watch it, she's still making the same money?
That's like generally that's how it works. The guy who made Manchester by the Sea.
Okay.
Which Amazon. Well, he made that and then sold it to Amazon. And Amazon basically said to him, "Listen, okay, we're giving you this much money. It's our movie now."
Amazon said, "Look at me.
Yeah,
I'm the captain now."
Yeah, exactly. and he was upset because he wasn't allowed to hear. They didn't give him feedback on how many people watched it on Amazon Prime. They didn't give him notice about how many screens it was going to be on and stuff like that, and what the bank was from that. They didn't give him anything. They literally just went, "We paid you. It's our movie now."
Yeah.
And like,
here's 10% of the toy sales, motherfucker.
You got what you got. Like you sold it to us for this much. It's ours now. And so like he's like, yeah, but can you tell me how many people watch it a week, maybe? And they're like, nope. So we have all that stats, but it's our movie, so it's ours now.
That's
and
right.
he was like, I don't like that, and they're like, well,
Yeah.
we paid you for it, so tough luck. It's this, Now they might change that policy, but generally, as far as I know, it's like if they've bought your movie to show, they've paid you a price and said, here, this is we're gonna keep it for X number of like Manchester, but see they bought it straight out, whereas in like Ice Cream Truck, they probably would have said to her, listen, we'll buy your movie for a month or for X number of months, we'll give you this much, and then we'll decide if we want to re-up and take a second go at it. Because if it gets a constant stream, like that's the thing, people go, why do you buy movies still? There's Netflix. And it's like, but like Netflix doesn't keep things like forever.
It's a recycling. They every month they lose some and gain some.
And it's like because one of like other than the things Netflix makes, because it's like they've paid for those, so it's like they're going to be on Netflix forever. But Netflix isn't going to keep paying a fee to a company, like even if it's $1 a month, if no one's watching that movie, because they could spend that dollar somewhere else. So it's that's the way that works.
What I'll say about Megan Friels Johnston is there are ideas in both of her movies that are both currently free on Amazon that there's something there I'd like to see. I'd like to see her improve for whatever I've said about Ice Cream Truck. I actually liked her first movie a bit more.
What was her first movie?
Rebound.
Okay, I've
never heard about it. A woman who
is possessed by basketball.
No.
I watched that movie.
Dennis Rodman possesses a woman. She
gets kidnapped and held hostage. That's what I could say.
Okay.
Without spoiling it. It's a tad better. It's a tad more focused. But I'd like to see her make more movies. That's all I can say.
So you think she has talent and she could make?
Well, you saw it. You saw
potential there. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen.
Right. It's padded. It's padded. It's a little lost at times, but like if they played into that suburbia angle a bit more with like just get rid of the ice cream truck altogether. Like I get what you're trying to do. Like you're trying to attract that audience. But if you made it more about these Stepford Wives-y type things, like there was an idea that was there. It was just like, and there's one part where she picks up the pin from the
total MacGuffin went nowhere.
Right. And it was like, man, if they think because she has it that she committed the murder, like that would be a unique little angle. But
well, then the whole thing is like at the
Chekhov's
end.
Gun.
The whole thing is she's not supposed to have done, like none of it happened. It's all in her head. Spoiler. Like she spoiler, but not spoiler, because like I didn't get that. I was like, wait a minute, there's the guy walking that's supposed to be dead, and I'm like,
right.
Problem is you don't see her type because it's supposed to be a story she's writing, but you don't see her type for 1 minute in the film. It's like you see her laptop open all the time, but you don't see her typing. So it's like, if that was the case, why didn't you constantly see her typing and then like ding dong, oh, there's a guy at the door? Then you could say, okay, she's writing all this. It's like it would make a lot more, but it's like you don't see her writing anything. It's like the laptop's always open, she never writes. So if it was all in her head and it was her writing a story to submit to whatever, it's like you literally should have saw her finish the story as her kid was driving up, coming up the driveway and being like, and then I was like, dink, and then like, oh, so it was a story in her head. It's like, but it was very ambiguous. I was like, what's she trying to say?
And the moving guy was just like,
and I couldn't even tell it was the moving guy. I was like, was that the moving guy that was standing there? I'm like, I'm not even sure. So I think it was her execution. There's clearly something there.
Yeah.
I think she has potential. There's a lot of potential. I think she needs help with execution and definitely with editing.
I think she needs to loosen the reins a little bit. Her direction is there's nothing that jumps out about shot choices or anything like that. yeah, if you want to focus on writing, let somebody else get that, page to screen a little bit more coherently. But what the fuck? What do I know? Like, seriously.
Yeah.
What the fuck have I done?
I haven't made a movie, but
right, exactly.
I like to watch a lot of movies, and so I've seen what a lot of other people who make really good movies have done.
Right.
And so I can point out they did that. And it's like,
if you want to scratch your head about budgets, you go watch Ice Cream Truck, which I think at least had this budget, and then go watch Never Hike Alone, which was $17,000.
Yeah, or go watch Following, which was like $6,000.
Following, I haven't seen.
It's Christopher Nolan's first movie, which he shot with his buddies on the weekend in black and white.
Yeah,
and it does not look like a $6,000 movie. It's like or Robert Rodriguez's first movie would cost him $7,000.
$10,000. El Mariachi, $10,000.
Was El Mariachi? I thought it was $7,000. Okay,
it's still 10-ish.
It's ridiculously cheap for an action movie.
Oh, and another one. I've interviewed these filmmakers. Crawl or Die.
Crawl or Die. It's on Tubi TV.
$5,000, and it's It's nothing extraordinary. You could tell that they're pinched with the budget, but it's got a gimmick.
Yeah,
it's a very, it just work with
work with what you got.
I don't know.
I
feel like I'm piling on.
I watched Robert Rodriguez talk about making El Mariachi, and he's just literally do it. He goes, and he's like, just do what you want and don't care about the money. But do it for as cheap as you possibly can, and just try and cut every corner you can. He goes, but just as long as you're getting what you want on screen, don't worry about it. And he rented lights, or he bought lights for this picture, and then returned them right after he used them, and just went, yeah, they didn't work out, and he got all his money back. It's he's like, any corner I could cut, I would cut. He's So
that's amazing.
I don't know. It's he goes, if you put your mind to it, it's amazing what you can get on film if you just are willing to just do it and be like, screw it, I'm just doing it. It's so.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I watched it. I was, it's the worst movie I saw from last year, but I haven't seen every movie from last year. But, but it's now on the bottom of my list.
Was Hillary's America 2017? Because that's.
Was that a documentary?
That was a documentary for 2017.
Yes,
documentary.
Well, no, it was 2016. It was 2016.
All right, that was my worst movie of 2016.
I don't count documentaries because they're so different. They're just a different thing altogether.
Yeah.
So, I watch a lot of documentaries, but I just
I'm trying to think what my worst movie of 2017 was. Jeepers Creepers 3.
That's a strong contender.
For me, it was Ice Cream Truck. So far, The Vault was a close second.
Lindsay, what was your least favorite of 2017?
I'm trying to remember. Did I have a list for that year? Or did I not even bother?
I have a list for every year going back into the 40s. At this point.
I don't know how the fuck you do that because
I can tell you. I can tell you. You want to know how I do it? It's real simple.
Yeah, you check the year of the movie and then put it on a list.
Yeah, but you go on Letterboxd and you go to the search thing and you type that year, and it comes up with the most popular ones going to the least popular ones, and I'll never get to the bottom of the list. It takes forever, but I basically scroll through and you just add them to the list, and as you're going, and then once I've gone through 6 pages and haven't seen one movie I've recognized, I kind of go, okay, I'm in territory where it's if I probably haven't seen anything from here on out that are all low budget stuff that you've never heard of, and just go, okay. And then I go in the list and I organize it all. And that's how I make the list. It's I usually do it at work when I'm bored. I'm sitting there, I got nothing else to do. I'll just be like, oh yeah, add that to this. It's
I found it.
Wow, this is a bad year for movies. There was a lot of
anything.
There was 9/11 starring Charlie Sheen.
I was just gonna say that was my least favorite of 2017. I found it.
Yeah,
that was bad.
Bright.
I
didn't see that.
Bright didn't bother me at all.
I mean, Amityville Awakening.
Oh, finally came out, huh?
Finally came out. The Snowman, the movie that wasn't finished and was released anyway.
Really? I heard that. Yeah, I wanted to see that because I love Michael Fassbender, and then every person said how bad it was, and I'm like, really?
Not for the reasons you guys are thinking.
No.
I like his dick.
Yeah.
What you tricked me to saying?
Who doesn't?
And also just throw it out there, Book of Henry.
I've heard that
came out last year.
I've heard that's freaking awful.
It's hard to believe how bad that movie is.
That's what got Trevorrow kicked off of
exactly
episode 9, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
like it was like within a week of the release of Book of Henry, it was announced that Trevorrow was no longer doing episode 9.
Cool.
That is funny because like I remember him saying he decided to leave from episode 9 because he did Jurassic World and he realized he really doesn't want to do big budget things. He'd rather be small.
Yeah, and Michael Flynn quit.
Yeah, you know.
Michael Flynn quit.
Michael Flynn quit.
Woo! Shots fired.
So,
yeah.
but yeah, well, at the time I was like, okay, you know, it's like fine, do smaller movies if you want, but like I didn't realize he did Book of Henry.
I'll still go to the battlefield for Jurassic World, man.
It's so funny. I liked Jurassic World. I watched it again a couple weeks ago, I think, or I watched most of it at work a couple weeks ago. It's still entertaining. It's not like it's funny. The guy that I like, Patrick Willems, is doing a whole thing on Jurassic Park and how like all the ones after Jurassic Park aren't nearly as good as he thought they were. Like he kind of looked at them through like, you know, nostalgia goggles, and now he watched them all and he's just like the first one. He's like, it's the first one, and then everything goes downhill.
Oh yeah,
So,
I mean, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's like I like Jurassic World. To me, it goes Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, because Jurassic 2 is literally just Jurassic 1 with King Kong thrown in there, and then because it's like, oh, we'll take it back to the mainland. And then Jurassic 3. Actually, I like the fact they tried to do something different, so I actually like it more than Jurassic 2. Because they at least did something different than they did in Jurassic Park 2 is literally Jurassic Park 1.
Alan.
Alan. That it's so funny because that one scene everyone cracks on, but I'm like, if that one scene wasn't in the movie, it's like, what would people crack on? There's nothing. It's like it was one idea that clearly went wrong.
Dude, the one thing that people always seem to graze over and or just accept in Jurassic Park 1, when the T-Rex comes into the
enclosure at the end.
The enclosure, the other side of where that T-Rex came from is a fucking cliff.
Yeah.
And nobody seems to talk about that.
Yeah, I know. It's like, how did it get up there? Exactly.
Yeah. Wait, what? How tall is that T-Rex?
And he's just like
just climbing. Yeah, and then he threw the goat over the top of the fucking like.
What I've always wondered about is how does the T-Rex get in the building at the end?
I know, it's like
uses little arms to like open the door. It's like,
how did it even fit through
quietly
the door?
too.
Yeah, it's like quietly. Well, it's like how do these things sneak up on things? Like at the end of Godzilla, the 2014 version, when the awesome thing happens where like Godzilla takes the guy's freaking throat and goes, you know, which is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
How did Godzilla sneak up on him? Because it's like when you hear Godzilla walk, it's like, but you don't hear any of that. All of a sudden, this thing just gets grabbed and it was like it's an epic moment. But it's like, how did he sneak up on him? He's Godzilla. It's like
Godzilla's playing a video game, so he just went from like fully standing up to just crouched.
Yeah,
we watched that movie.
He's in stealth. Like,
I was so fun. We watched that movie in the theater with my daughters and stuff. And when Bryan Cranston's spoiler, if you've never seen Godzilla 2014, I'll give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. When Bryan Cranston dies, she literally we were in the theater. She went, "He can't die. He's the main character."
No, it's just like that's obviously.
Part of me literally went. And part of me went, I'm so proud of you. It's like, and this is 2014, so she would have been like 10. Or, yeah, she would have been like 10 at the time. And she's just like, he can't die. He's the main character. It's like, yeah, that's what a lot of people were thinking. Why did you kill Bryan Cranston again? So, anyways,
well, I'm going to take some coffee. Oh wait, we're still live.
We're still live.
So let's say goodbye.
Yeah, we should wrap this up. I need to take care of some business.
Yeah.
3, 2,
2, 1.
Fuck
Amy Schumer.